Hello, so it is Monday. We're actually starting this vlog on a Monday. It's a miracle. I've literally just uploaded the previous week's vlog, so I thought now was the time to start this one. We're actually going to start with a reading update for once. So I am currently reading Written in the Stars by Alexandria Bellefleur. I'm reading it on my iPad and I'm almost done with it. I am on page 317 out of 375. So I want to say there is no question that I'll finish this today. I'm really in the mood to get a book finished. I've not finished a book in over a week now, which is really starting to irk me. So really going to try and focus on getting that one finished today. And I know I said that a load of times in the previous vlog if you've watched it, but I am actually determined to do it this time because I had a really crazy week last week, but therefore I really want to do some reading right now because I haven't done any in so long. But then for the rest of the week, my reading plans, the first thing, I will just grab it, is to read XX by Rian Hughes. This huge chunk of a graphic novel book thing, sci-fi, adult. Been meaning to read it for months, really want to read it, and really in the mood for it right now, especially because it's mixed media, so that is absolutely going to be read this week. I'm not sure if I'll read the whole thing. I am at least making a good start in it though, but I may feel like I need to do like 100 pages a day over the next week and a half or so instead of doing it all in one go. We will see how I feel about it and how sort of taxing I find it on my brain. The other thing I'm reading this week, which is not on my TBR, but I'm going to read it anyway, is the newest Talia Hibbert book. She wrote a book specifically for Kobo, and I did not know I could get Kobo, but I can. And that is Wrapped in You, and it is a Christmas romance. So I'm going to read that because I love Talia Hibbert's books. She wrote Get a Life Chloe Brown and Take a Hint Danny Brown, both of which I've read and adored, and there's a third one in that series coming out next year. So cheap Talia Hibbert Christmas romance, I'm going to read it. Might be a bit early as it's mid-November, but I do not care. I'm going to read it anyway. So I think that's probably going to be read this week. Other than that, I don't know though. I have quite a few books I need to get to. I need to read The Bone Shard Daughter and Daughter of Smoke and Bone by the end of the month. I do have 2 weeks still, so I'm not too stressed about it. But I'm probably going to do one of those next, just so I'm not putting too much pressure on myself right at the end of the month to get them done. But I'm not sure. We will wait and see. But that's it for now. Written in the Stars, finished. XX started, and then probably another cheesy Christmas romance. I think that's the plan for now, so I'm gonna go and get on with that and update you when I've actually read something. Hello, so back sitting here, which I think is where I've been sat for like every update so far. This seems to be my new vlogging spot. I've just got my camera set up here, so we're going with it. But it is Tuesday evening, maybe? I have no idea at this point. It's not even evening, it's like 5 p.m. But I have reading updates. I've actually been successfully reading. Sorry I look like a bit of a mess. I went for a run and got back and had a hot shower, and now I'm bright red and glowing in a non-sweaty way, I swear. But anyway, so reading updates. Firstly, I did finish reading, should get it up, Written in the Stars by Alexandria Bellefleur. I found out from someone in the comments on one of my videos, this is actually a Pride and Prejudice retelling, which I can't believe I didn't spot, considering the main characters' names are Elle and Darcy, like Elizabeth and Darcy. And Darcy's a bit of an asshole, so, you know, should have figured that one out, but it's really cute. I really enjoyed it. My only complaint, which has made me kind of put it at a 4-star and almost considered putting it at 3.5 just for this, is the ending was too quick. Like, in every romance book, it's happy, 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 big conflict, get back together. Fine, that's how they're structured, I'm used to it. But it frustrates me that there wasn't enough of seeing them back together that I literally got back together and the book ended. And I was like, I would have just even liked 10 pages of sort of seeing them happy, like an epilogue, or just something. It felt a little bit too rushed right at the end that it just ended a bit too abruptly for me. But I did like flick over the page on my ebook and it did say that in summer 2021 there is a companion novel coming which follows the brother of Darcy in this book, who honestly was probably my favourite character. I love Brendan so much. So a book following him I am here for, and I assume therefore we will see a bit of Darcy and Elle in the background of that one, which will be like a nice follow-up. So definitely going to be keeping an eye out for that when it comes out. That is instantly on my anticipated 2021 releases list. But overall, I really enjoyed it. It was good fun. I had a good time. It's what I needed right now. And then a book I think I've already mentioned is Wrapped Up in You by Talia Hibbert. You can just see the cover small there. And this is a Kobo original Christmassy novella she's written. Oh my god, I read it all today. They say it's like 127 pages. I'm not sure it is. I feel like it read a lot quicker than that, but at the same time, how long did it take me to read? But to be fair, it did take me almost 2 hours to read, which is about right for 127 pages, because that's like 60 pages an hour, which is a little bit slower than my normal, but I get distracted when reading and have it open, so it will record a bit more time. So it probably is about 127 pages, which is really good. If you want a Christmassy novella, Read this book. Oh my god, I love Talia Hibbert. I think I've already mentioned this in this vlog. She wrote Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and Take a Hint, Danny Brown, both of which I adored. So as soon as this was announced, I found a way of getting hold of it, which wasn't easy because I don't have anything to do with Kobo. I didn't know what it was, so I had to work out how to get this. In fact, it's very easy. You get the Kobo app, you buy it through the app, you read it on the app. Super easy, but oh my god, so worth it. This is a really sweet story following a girl who is very close with her family, and she's been through a lot of hardship and had like an abusive relationship, well, abusive marriage, and has since got divorced. And there is a family friend they have who spends every Christmas with them and is really, really close and is like her best friend. And now that she is divorced, he's kind of planning to bring up the fact that he's always had feelings for her and sort of mention it. And oh my god, it's so cute. I love as well that you don't get the whole conflict thing because there's not enough space to do that typical romance thing. So you get a really long, kind of actually in-depth story of them getting together and then just being happy, which I kind of preferred. And I think the way it was handled, them getting together, it wasn't necessarily like smooth. It really dealt with things really nicely and was really interesting. So massively enjoyed that. I really need to read more Talia Hibbert. I really, really do. But that does mean I'm not currently reading anything and therefore I need to pick something else up. So, the time has come. I'm going to read XX, a novel graphic by Rian Hughes. If you follow my videos, you will know that I have been saying I'm going to pick this up for about 3.5 months now. I have said it so many times it is beyond ridiculous, but I'm finally doing it. I don't know how much of this I will read. I don't know how quickly I will read it. It may be slow going. I'm going to start from the beginning again, even though I did read the first 40 pages a few months ago because I need to refresh myself. And I'm so excited to read this. I'm not even going to try and give you a synopsis right now. I hopefully will within this vlog because hopefully I'll know more. Right now I know nothing other than aliens, sci-fi, mixed media. I don't know more than that, but I think it's about like extraterrestrial, first contact, how you handle it. So that kind of thing. But Lord, am I excited. Oh my god, the anticipation is killing me. And as I said, it's 5 p.m. now. I have nothing else I need to do today. I've got a completely free day, which is really nice after how busy I've been recently. So I'm going to go curl up in my reading chair and read a bit of this and see how much I enjoy it, which is very, very exciting. So I will fill you in later with how I'm going with it. So we're having another update from this spot. I promise I have moved in the last like 6 hours because it is now, what, 11 o'clock? 12 o'clock, 7 hours, it's been a while. I have moved, but I'm about to go to bed and I can't bother to move my camera, so you're getting another update here quickly. But I have been reading XX. I'm currently on page 40. I've taken the dust jacket off because it was annoying me on a book this big. Also, look at the spine. I don't know if you will be able to see this. I think you can see it there, but it's binary all up and down the spine, which is awesome and I love. I'm on page 40, which is further than I got last time I tried reading this book like months ago, but still is like none of this book because it's huge. But I'm gonna go to bed and read for like an hour. I'm gonna see if I can get to page 100 tonight, though that will still be not even a slight dent in this book, but I am loving it. Irrelevant of how interesting the story is and the characters, because we've kind of not got that much of that in the first 40 pages, because obviously it's 40 pages out of 1,000, there's a lot still to go. Just, it's so clever. The details that have been put into this book. If anyone does want to read it and does go and read it, the only thing I would say to you is just pay attention. I don't know how many of the details will be relevant later in the book. I have not read it, but just enjoy them. The tiny things this author has thought to put in, because I don't know if I've mentioned the author of this is also a graphic designer and comic book artist. Because I don't know if I've mentioned, but the author of this, Rian Hughes, is also a comic book artist and graphic designer, I think. And so he completely typeset and designed this whole book by himself, whereas normally with mixed media there is a designer involved. So this is all completely his vision, and oh my god, the details he's thought. I don't know how much was him, how much was an editor. I don't know what the process in making this book was, but whoever thought of these little details is phenomenal. These sort of things that have been included are just blowing my mind, and every time I see them I'm tabbing them and just enjoying how cleverly told this story is, and as I said, the attention to detail. So that's just really, really fun, irrelevant of how good the book is. So I'm going to keep reading. I hope it gets page 100 tonight. I hope you'll have a better idea of what the plot's going to be, because so far I only know what I've already told you. We've met one other kind of set of characters and I don't know how they're going to play into it. I've seen the connection between the two kind of main characters, I'm guessing, but I don't know how it's all going to come together at all. I have no idea what this is going to be, but I am intrigued, to say the least. So I'm going to go read for a bit and then go to sleep, so I'll probably see you tomorrow. Hello, so it is Thursday evening, yes, Thursday evening, and I actually have a reading update for you. I wasn't going to film today, but I have quite a lot of things I want to talk about in this chunk of a book, so I thought I would do a quick reading update. So, many things. I am on about page 160 of this now, 156, and I am enjoying it. That's the first thing. It is definitely interesting, and it is definitely using a lot of brain power. I have not been reading much of this a day. I've been reading a really small amount, and I've actually decided I'm probably going to pick up something else alongside this because it's using so much brain power I can't read it all day because it gets to like 8, 9, 10 p.m. and I'm just too tired to focus on this book. So enjoying it. It takes a lot of brain power. For anyone that does want to pick it up themselves, read this when you are awake. Do not read this late at night. It is just too confusing. But as I mentioned before, this is mixed media, and that I am finding is really slowing me down. I've seen people say before that mixed media makes them read faster, but my brain is having to adapt to a different way of taking in information so quickly that it's actually really slowing me down. And yeah, there's some pages where there's just practically no words on a page. Let me find one. So obviously you do get pages like that, which are really quick because there's not many words, but just different articles and columns and all sorts of different things. It's taking a lot of my brain to adapt so quickly, so it's definitely slowing me down. I am enjoying it though, and I had a few specific things I really wanted to point out that I've come across so far because they're really freaking cool. And all of these things are just really small details. I will say they are not spoilers in any way as far as I can tell at this point in the book to the plot. Who knows, they might link back later. I just think they're really cool details which really just like show how much thought has gone into this and just all sorts of really small little things. However, if you don't want to know anything about this book and how it's written before you read it, obviously don't watch this section. It will be chaptered so you can skip through this bit because obviously it does tell you about the book a little bit up to about page 150. So warning for that, but these aren't, to my knowledge, plot spoilers at all. So the very first thing is literally on the first page, and you can see here where it has what you would consider the chapter heading, that they are little dominoes, and it has a little 1, and that's all well and good, and it's the first chapter. Now, I've studied a mathematical degree, so this is the sort of thing which to a lot of people may not matter, but to me I thought was really cool. So dominoes count up to 12, because you can have 6 on each half of the domino. So I kind of assumed that once the first domino got to 12, there would just be a 1 added on the next one, and so you'd then have like 13. No, the chapters in this book are in base 12. If anyone doesn't know what bases are, Google it. I'm not going to explain it well, but I'll try really quickly. Basically, our world works in base 10, so we count up to 10, and then that means you have got the next digit along. So we add a 1 at the beginning, and then you count up to 9 again. That 1 ticks over to a 2, you count up to 9 again. That's how our number system works. And so different bases, so binary is base 2, so you do 0, 1, and then a 1 ticks over and you do 0, 1 again, and a 1 ticks over, etc, etc. So this is in base 12, which is so hard to compute because we don't have 12 digits. It's like hex, which is base 16, so they use 0 through 9 and then A through G, A through F, something like that. So I kind of can't count the chapters because now that I'm on 1 on the left hand domino and then like 1 on the right hand domino, that's technically like 10 or 11, but we've already got past 12. So it would have been like, so we would have gone like 0 through 9, A, B, C, and now we're at 10, we'll get to 19, then we'll do 1A, 1B, 1C, then it will go to 20, which, who does that in a book? I love it. And then another thing I wanted to point out, because again, just who does this in a book? I don't get it, though this is a specific thing that happens in the book in one specific instance. Again, as far as I'm aware, this is not relevant to the plot at all, but if you don't want to know anything about the intricacies of this book, don't watch this. But around page 109, you have this page of text, just a standard page of text. And then right at the bottom, it starts the next sentence, and you turn it over, struggling to do this in midair, to a double page spread of binary, and then you turn over again, and it continues the sentence. What? Who does that? I feel like every single time I turn a page in this book, you just don't know what's coming next at all. And that is both fascinating and weird. And then the third thing I was going to point out, because again, it's mad. This is obviously a mixed media book, so you're getting the information through loads of different styles of media. But just to add to this, there is this spread, which looks like this, and there's a little QR code down there. And if you scan that QR code, it takes you to a link on the internet to listen to an album which is reviewed, a musical, with a pinch of salt, album that was written to go with this book and is then reviewed in this book as part of the plot. Who does the level of thought that has gone into this book is just blowing my mind. And so even when I'm not necessarily enjoying all the writing or all the plot or feeling like I'm getting it at all, just I can at least appreciate the effort that has gone into this book, and I am blown away by it constantly. So I'm definitely so intrigued by it. But anyway, moving on from that, a quick thing of two other things. I mentioned I might not be reading this book all the time at the moment, so I am deciding to pick up something else alongside it, and I'm going to do ACOMAF. I didn't know what I was going to pick up alongside it because I want something that I could dip in and out of quickly, should be relatively easy to sort of digest, but isn't something I'm really precious about. So like I considered doing Daughter Smoke and Bone for the Daughter Smoke and Bone read along that I'm hosting, but I want to just indulge in that when I get to reread it instead of dipping in and out. So this seems like the move. So I'm going to very gradually start reading this week as well. I doubt I will finish either of these because I've got like 850 pages left of this one and 500 left of this one. And if I'm reading them alongside each other, I'm obviously only going to read a few pages of each every day. So I may not finish either, but I should make good progress in both. And then one non-reading update, which I'll just do really quickly because I'm sure this will not be of interest to all of you, but it makes me laugh. For anyone that does like K-pop, you may know that the new BTS album is coming out tomorrow, Friday the 20th of November. However, being in the UK, normally Korean albums, K-pop albums, are released at 6 p.m. Korean Standard Time, KST, which is normally 9 or 10 a.m. for us, depending on where we're at with daylight savings. Which is fine. I'm normally up by 9 or 10, so I can listen to it. For some reason, they're releasing this one at 2 p.m. KST, which is 5 a.m. And I think people have said this is to do with US timings, so that the US can listen to it easier. But it does make it 5 a.m. for me, so I am gonna be up for another little while. It's like 10 p.m. now, 11 p.m. I don't know what time it is. I think it's about 11 o'clock now. I'll be up for a little while anyway, so I've got a few bits and bobs I want to get done before I go to sleep. But I'm getting up at 4:30 in the morning to watch a music video and listen to a BTS album, and then I'm going to go back to bed. And I appreciate that that is stupid, but I'm going to do it, and I'm going to have a great time doing it. So if anyone here is a BTS fan, please let me know. I need to know I'm not alone in doing this stupid thing. But like, I can at the moment. That's the fun thing. Obviously I want to get up early and be productive and do fun things like go running. But if I'm just tired, I can be tired, and it kind of doesn't matter, whereas soon I'm going to have a job and a life, and then I can't stay up till 5 a.m. to listen to an album. So I'm going to go get on with a few bits, read a bit of ACOMAF, maybe a tiny bit more of XX, go to bed, get up at 5 a.m, listen to an album, and then probably update you tomorrow not at 5 a.m, unless I literally start bawling my eyes out at the new album, at which point I might update you, because it may just be funny, but I'll see you soon. So it is Saturday, and ooh, today is not going well. Today is not going well. Today is Brit from Basically Brit's 24-hour readathon, and I've taken part in these in the past, and I was really determined, as I have a ton I want to get read, to take part in it again this time. It is currently like 1 p.m, and I have not read a single thing. I have been up late a lot of times this week. I mentioned, I think in the previous clip, that I was gonna stay up sort of for the BTS album release. I did stay up till 6 a.m. that day, so I was exhausted yesterday, and that's why I didn't film. And then I stayed up to like 2, 3-ish yesterday, so I am just so tired, and I didn't read anything between like midnight and 3 yesterday when the readathon started. So yeah, not doing well with the readathon, but not giving up yet. I still want to try and have a productive reading day. Sorry, I just changed the camera angle, but yeah, I want to try and still have a relatively productive reading day. As I've mentioned, I'm currently reading XX, which I've not made pretty much any progress in since I last spoke to you. I don't know when I last spoke to you. I'm on page 160 and still have like 850 pages left. Still struggling with this a bit. It's a lot of brain power, and I feel like I'm just not quite getting into it, but nowhere near giving up with it. Just need to get the hell on with it. Then I also want to try and read some of ACOMAF maybe, so I don't know. My plan was going to be to try and read the whole rest of this in a day, or at least 3/4 of what's left, but that won't happen because I don't have enough hours, and I need to get a video up, and I need to go on a run, so won't have a huge amount of time, but I might still read quite a chunk of this. But I mean, this morning I've got up and I was going to read, and then for some reason I went on my phone, went on Webtoon and caught up on Lore Olympus. I love the webcomic Lore Olympus. For anyone who doesn't know what it is, it's basically a webcomic about sort of the Greek gods and all sorts of different things, and it's Hades and Persephone, and I love it so much, but I haven't read it in months. I'm really behind. So I'm basically just spending the day catching up on that instead of reading what I should read. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to count that towards the 24-hour readathon. I can't count pages for it, but it's a thing that I've wanted to read for a while, so it counts. So I'm going to finish that and then try and maybe do like 100 pages of XX before doing a little bit of ACOMAF, and then just kind of go back and forth. My aim is just to make enough progress on both that I feel like I've achieved something. And then ideally I want to finish one of these tomorrow so I can finish at least like one book this week. But I have 500 pages left of this and 850 pages left of this, so not optimistic. I could do ACOMAF. If between doing bits of XX I got like 200 pages of ACOMAF done today, I could just do the rest tomorrow. Or I could just read the whole thing tomorrow. I don't know. I'm just going to try and read a lot this weekend. The biggest thing for that is going to be getting off my phone. I haven't done it yet. I need to. I'm setting timers on all my social media again because I put some on my Instagram story earlier this week. I discovered I spent 4 hours on TikTok one day. That is not how I want to be spending my time, so I'm putting timers on all my social media again to get me off my phone a bit and just reading. The actual page count, I don't really care. It's just getting my focus back and making the most of the time I have, as I'm going to get busy really soon. So that's kind of this update. I've not read much, I don't have many thoughts to share, but I'm hopefully going to do some good reading. And I read absolutely nothing yesterday. I don't know what I did do, but I didn't read, that much I know. But I guess fingers crossed for a big reading day today, even if not a full 24-hour readathon. I may kind of extend it to tomorrow and sort of just read lots over the weekend and kind of go with that. So it's like 11:30 in the evening, so I thought I'd give you an update. It has been a fail of a 24-hour readathon, to say the least. I have read about 70 pages of XX, which is just, it hurts my brain to read this book. It really does. Not in a bad way, but it requires so much brain power, it is insane, and so I can't read very much at a time. That's how far through I am. It's really sad. It's not very much at all, but I'm taking it. I haven't read any of ACOMAF, and instead, because I felt really tired and really just drained this evening, I baked cookies whilst rewatching Julie and the Phantoms on Netflix. So that's all I've achieved today. I did catch up on Lore Olympus, which took like 2 hours. There was so much more to it than I realised. I hadn't realised how far behind I'd gotten. But I'll be keeping up with that week by week from here on out so that it doesn't happen again. But yeah, it's not very productive. I'm hoping I can read more tomorrow. I don't have anything else to do tomorrow other than run, so it's going to be a pretty chill day. We'll see if I have a better reading day tomorrow. Oh, I'm so frustrated that I didn't do much today, but to be fair, the day before last I was up till 6 AM instead of going to sleep, so that's probably why I'm so tired today. But I think before I sleep I'm going to try and read a chunk of ACOMAF if I can, because I'm finding I'm not picking this up because I feel like I need to be reading XX. But I cannot read much of XX in a day. Every single day I keep being like, I'm gonna read 100 pages, I'm gonna read 300 pages, and I can never do more than about 50 to 70. It's just too much effort on my brain. So I need to get back into something easy so that I can also be reading some of this, otherwise I'm not gonna get through anything and it's gonna frustrate me. So I'm gonna finish the episode of Julie and the Phantoms I'm currently watching, if I don't end up accidentally staying up till 3 AM to finish the whole show again like I did last time, because it's so much fun. I can't believe I'm already rewatching it, but it's just good fun, and I'm seeing it on the internet all the time, so I just had to rewatch it. I'm gonna finish that episode, which is like 20 minutes, read some of this, see if I can do like 50 pages so I can actually get to like page 150 or something, because that's when everyone says it starts getting good, and I stopped on page 90 and everyone says it gets really good past page 100, so I need to keep going. And then just maybe try and read a big chunk of this tomorrow and a little bit of XX, instead of putting the pressure on myself to be getting through XX really quickly, because it's just not the book for that. It's really, really not at all. And I need to accept that. So that's the plan. I probably won't see you again till tomorrow because I'm not going to update again tonight, so goodbye. Hello, so it is Sunday evening. This will hopefully not be the last update of the vlog, but I do have a reading update for you. ACOMAF, I'm making progress. I'm currently on to page 250. I read up to page 150 last night, and I'm just, like, at that point I was really starting to get into it. I only went to sleep because it was like 2 AM, so I need to go to bed. And like, yeah, getting into it for sure. And then I've read another 100 pages today, still really enjoying it. I wanted to see if I could read the whole thing today, but I've got a Zoom call with friends this evening and it's just late, so I probably won't finish it, but I might try and read another 100 or 200 pages, honestly, because it is a very quick read. I'm enjoying it. It's not like a new favourite for me yet, but I'm very much enjoying Reese and Feyre. Like, I get that pairing now. I really enjoy that. I'm not sold on the plot. It's getting there for me, but it's definitely taken a while for me to get into it, but I'm liking a lot of the other characters. I like Moore, I like Cassian, Azriel, maybe? I'm bad with names, but I am definitely enjoying it more than I expected to. and I'm not even halfway yet. So for all we know, it might get a hell of a lot better. I am so glad Tamlin isn't in it anymore. Honestly, I think that was my biggest frustration. Not just that I didn't like him in the beginning of this book, that did put me off in itself, but it was 10 times worse because I loved him in ACOTAR. He was the one thing in ACOTAR I personally really enjoyed. So when they then ruined his character in this, I was just like, I can't be bothered with this. You just destroyed the one character I actually have interest in. But I'm glad everyone made me stick it out, because now that he's not in the picture and Rhys is really great, like, yeah, okay, fine, we can get rid of Tamlin. I don't really care. But I think it's a real shame to create a character that you really like and then destroy them. And I understand it's all to do with like the trauma he went through and how he acted, but any time I'm reading a possessive male character, or honestly any possessive character, I get like, my hackles get raised. It bugs me to no end. I can't deal with possessive people in real life. I don't want to read about them in books. If someone claims they own someone and that person ain't happy about it, I can't deal with it. It pisses me off. So that was really bugging me at the beginning of this book. But I'm getting into it now. I like Rhys. Definitely enjoying it more. So yeah, I'm gonna go do my Zoom call with my friends and then hopefully read some more of this evening. Hello, so it is Monday, but I need to wrap up this vlog. So I thought I'd really quickly do a kind of wrap up of what I read this week, because it is all a bit of a mad vlog. So I read Written in the Stars by Alexandria Bellefleur at the beginning of the week, and I also read Wrapped Up in You by Talia Hibbert, two really, really cute romance books. And then I started in on XX, which is this giant chunk of a book, which I haven't really read any of since I last updated. I'm on page 230. I am gonna keep going with this, but it's losing its interest, because although I've mentioned in this vlog a load of times it's really clever and really interesting, it certainly is both of those things, but it doesn't have much else to it. I'm struggling, the plot's not grabbing me, it's really, really brain intensive, like I'm finding it so difficult to get through. So I don't want to give up on it because I have committed to quite a lot of it, and I do think it could have a really interesting ending, and I know some people have loved it, so I'm gonna keep going. But this is seriously going to be like 50 pages sort of every other day, maybe every day if I can, because I do want to read some other things that I'm really enjoying, and this was making me not want to pick up anything, which I obviously really want to avoid. But one of the reasons I haven't picked it up since I last spoke to you is because I've got very much into ACOMAF. I am now on page 363 of this, so I'm well past the halfway point, which is really exciting. I'm hoping to finish this today, but that'll be in the next vlog. And I'm really liking it. It's not like a new favourite, as I've already said. The plot is really interesting and it is picking up, so I'm getting into it more, but I'm so here for Rhys and Feyre that when we're not seeing their interaction, I kind of don't care too much. Like, I'm getting more into it, but I just want their interaction and I want them to get the hell together. I'm getting annoyed at them not being together, and I think it's chapter 55 that everyone always talks about, which is on page like 500, so I've still got 150 pages to go until I even get to see whatever that's all about, but I'm enjoying it. So that's what I read this week. I finished 2 books, I've made good progress in 2 others, I'm pretty happy with that. But that's it for this video, so give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you'd like to see more content from me, comment down below how your reading's gone this week, I'd love to know. All my social medias, read-alongs and book clubs I take part in are linked down in the description as they always are, but that is it for this video, so bye, and I'll see you in the next one.